Hi everyone, welcome back to Reliable-Eyewitness. My name's Kyle, glad to have you back. Today we're going to be looking at the Eeyelog E766 Dash Cam. It's a high-spec dash cam. It's capable of GPS. With our kit, you get the GPS module, CPL filter, extra adhesive mounts, extra suction cup mount. And yeah, that's kind of, we're just doing a quick in-vehicle shoot so you can actually see the size of it. A lot of people are asking how big these things are, so that's kind of the size of it compared to the new 710 rearview mirror dash cam. So it's got a small footprint and pretty much the same form factor as the E720C. Slightly updated case, still has a 3-inch display, still capable of the high resolution image. It's just got a slightly better image processor on it, and it's got all the bells and whistles. We'll go through everything on the bench, but for now this is what she looks like. Let's go over a couple of key features if you're driving around. If you see something interesting, you have the OK button up here, menu button below. So one quick press of the menu, you'll bring up the little triangle. That means you've locked that file. So that file won't get recorded over whenever the loop function happens when you get to the end of the memory card. So press and hold the very top button of the OK, and that'll mute it to get it back. Press and hold again. There you go, it's unmuted again. If you press the OK button once, bring up this, that'll stop your recording. Then you'll be able to hit the menu button and go through your menu items. We'll look at that in the on the bench test. And OK again to start recording. This is a high-spec dash cam, and it's a replacement for the E720C. It's got a newer image processing chip in it, and pretty much the same form factor. A little bit different on the housing, but more or less the same. Still a 3-inch screen on the back. Same idea for the mounting. You can twist this to move it around, and yeah, just a nice high-spec camera. So let's have a quick tour of it, and we'll get on with the video. So this side you got a power button. Up here is where the GPS dongle will plug into. So we'll just do that right now. On the other side is your power in. Obviously on the back you got your 3-inch screen, OK button, which is also a mute unmute button, and a menu button, which also functions as a file lock button. 2 buttons on this side, exposure value up and down, and menu, or a mode button, I should say. So same idea. You can press OK to stop it recording. Go into the menu, use these buttons to go up and down, cycle through. Once you find the item you want to change, it'll be highlighted, press OK, then you're into it, and yeah, it's very simple to use. 3 buttons here, so power, so to show that it's recording, or charging I should say. Next one down is a blue LED, and that'll flash on and off, saying it's recording. And bottom button is green LED, and that'll stay solid once the GPS signal is established. On this side you got HDMI in and USB. Power in up there, as said. Reset button down here, and a slot for your micro SD card. And that's pretty much it for buttons. This is here to lock this portion. So once you get it all set up, you want to tighten this down. Get it tight so it doesn't shake around too much. So let's add power and see how it works. So as you can see, nice clear screen, and it's telling you there's no card there, and you can see it's power in, it's charging, and right now it's looking for GPS, so it shows you that there. Obviously there's no card, so it's not recording, so we can go directly into the menu by hitting this button, and I'll just cycle through all of these quickly for you. These are all the different menu options that you can go into and adjust. and that's your version that we're running right now. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more detail. So this is your resolution. So once you get the item you want to go into, so it's selected blue, say OK. And then here's a list of all the things you can change. So you use these two buttons to go through them all. Select the resolution you want, so it can go up as high as 2304 by 1296 at 30 frames per second with a 16:9 aspect ratio. Sorry about that. We'll keep it there. Wide dynamic range, so this is you can have that on or off, and it's helpful because wide dynamic range helps with a lot of excuse me, a lot of lights, like oncoming glare from headlights, sun, like driving into the sun. It'll automatically dim down, so it won't just blanket the whole screen with either too bright or too dark. We'll leave that on. Sorry, got a bit of a cold. Date stamp on. Your record time, you can have it file segments of 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or off, so to just create one big file. Motion detection, you have that either off, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30, or 60. Motion detection is primarily used for like parking lot situations where you're maybe not in the vehicle, but you don't want to record the whole like 2 or 3 hour parking. You can have it just so if something comes in front of your vehicle, in front of the camera, it'll record for like say 5 seconds or until the motion's gone, or 10, 30, etc. So for driving around normally, you want to have motion detection off. G-sensor. So this is in the event of hitting another vehicle or somebody hitting you, this will create a file lock. With this camera, it's quite sensitive, so high setting, unless you're in a really nice smooth riding car, I wouldn't use the high. Usually I recommend either a low. If you're in a big truck, I just recommend having it off and then using the manual file lock button if something happens. TV out, this is just your North American or European selection, so PAL is European obviously. And you can set your date and time in here. GPS on or off, so you can have this on, a GPS dongle, and say you don't want to record some GPS data, you can just turn this off and it'll omit that until you turn it back on. Time zone, so it goes by the Greenwich Mean Time, so you go in there, do a Google search, and set up your GMT time to match this. So where we are, it's a -7. Beep, so the sound on and off of this. LED, don't have to worry about that, there is no LEDs on this camera. Screensaver, you can have that off. 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So that just means if you leave it off, the screen will always be on. If you put it to 3 minutes, the camera will continue to record, but the screen will dim out after 3 minutes. To wake it up, you just hit any of the buttons and it'll come back on so you can see what's happening. Plate, you can add your license plate number, driver's license number into this area and it'll stamp on the screen. And English is their language, you can pick from these. Auto power off, you don't have to worry about that, just leave that off. Format, you can format your micro SD card right from the camera. We recommend doing that about once a week. And that's simple, you just say OK. We don't have a card in here right now, but you'd say OK to that. And it would just take you through the steps. It's super easy. Default settings. You can reset your entire camera back to default, the way it came from the factory. In case you get some of your settings messed up, you don't know how to get back. And that's your version of software. Alright, there's a mode button down here, so you can go in here. So now you're in picture mode, so you can actually take still pictures with this camera. Hit one more, this is where you would review your files, so video or still pictures. And one more takes you back to video recording. Alright guys, so hopefully that was a good demonstration, a little bit quick, but I'll go through your what you get in the kit as well. So you know about the camera and the GPS, CPL filter, lens filter, suction mount. So this is just your basic, right? Turn the screw to pulls down this to create suction. With this size camera, even though it's still small, I would recommend using your adhesive mounts mainly, and just use that as a backup, or if you have a very smooth riding vehicle. Two adhesive mounts, obviously your power cable, and another cable for the connecting to the computer. With this one, when you do connect to the computer, don't connect it up on the power in the power slot. You connect this one down here into the USB, and you get obviously your user manual. But if you watch these videos, pretty much everything you need to know we've just covered. It's a good thing to read it. It's well written, but for general use, this is what we've covered here is all you'll need. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hi everyone, E766. High resolution, this is that CPL filter, we're just going to take it off. This is with the CPL filter off. Still at minus 0.3 resolution. Wide dynamic range is on. An audio test.
The assistance rule, recognizing there are as many as 16,000 struggling single parents in BC and a need to build the province's cache of skilled workers, Jobs Minister Shirley Bond says government could not continue to tell moms and dads.
Everyone, this is a video that nobody else will show. Nighttime, raining, use of halogen lights, and no exterior like street lamps or anything like that going on. So this is the video that nobody else shows. Here it is.